You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Michael Barras of the show.
And on a quest to find the juiciest IPA in America, it's Evan Aubrey.
Whoa! What IPA do you have for us this week?
This is the Roca Loca from Coronado Brewing. Ben might be familiar.
Shout out Coronado Brewing, that's insane.
The limited release Tangerine IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Would you say this is a tangerine dream?
It's pretty good. I will say it's very bright. Well, I guess it's what I'd expect a tangerine to be. I'm still looking for more of like a full-bodied hazy that is like... I'm still on the search for like fizzy juice.
Fizzy juice.
That's what I describe it as. I've had maybe a handful of those types of beers in my lifetime, and I'm on the search for another one.
Yeah, I know what you're looking for, and the quest goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's like hard to find the perfect one. I don't even know if I could name exact.
Yeah, what is the perfect beer, Ben?
Well,
it's not the perfect beer.
It's
the juiciest IPA, which is what we're in pursuit of here. For me, it's like, it's full-bodied. It's got like a nice kind of tart fruit aspect to it.
Yeah, not too dank.
But it's not sweet, and it's not too dank. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah. So...
And what fruit do you think would lead to the juiciest IPA?
I mean, I've had in the past, like, tangerine set me on a good path, but I've also had, like, grapefruit was pretty good. Guava is usually, I think, the creamier ones.
Interesting.
Guava and beer is
very
great.
good.
I don't think I've had a guava IPA now.
There was like a Pog beer that was out not too long ago that was very close.
How was it like Pog, like the Alf Pogs?
No, like passion orange guava.
Oh, okay.
The most tropical.
Okay. Sounds pretty good. I'm definitely down for that. I just have a raspberry LaCroix for tonight. But it's good.
I'm drinking a La Cumbre Brewing Company acclimated APA, American Pale Ale. And I am feeling acclimated now that I've been living in the old 505 for a couple weeks now. Almost a month.
Almost a full month back in the old Southwest.
Yeah, that beer is said to have cured altitude sickness, so
yes.
drink more.
Yeah.
Acclimated.
Yeah, when you get to a higher elevation, just got to drink more and you'll feel better. You will definitely have no problems breathing, staying upright.
Yeah.
Things like that. Ian, do you have any beverage of choice today?
This is
mystery yellow drink in a what's on the side of that cup? Hold on.
I got cultured at the fermentation festival.
Oh.
Ooh. When was this
I got cultured is like that could mean so many things.
Yeah. When was the fermentation festival?
Years ago, I played it 2 years in a row with Zoltan.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And I had 4 of these glasses I got for free. 2 for each year, and I have broken 2 of them. So
for one for each year.
Yeah, so it's a limited run at this point. But
Limited run.
in my hand is a lime LaCroix that I have dropped a lemon lime noon into.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Oh, high noon.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's like you're watering down the sparkling water alcohol.
No, this is just new. No, NUUN.
Oh.
We've been over this. This is the electrolyte tablet.
Oh, gotcha.
But that sounds delicious. I got to try that next time because like just water doesn't quite do it for me with the noon.
Yeah.
So,
well, speaking of electrolytes,
Ian had
I'm sorry.
thoughts.
Is there a review?
Ian was doing we were drinking when I started. Continue.
It's good.
That's all you can say, really.
The lime is enhanced.
Mm.
The noon takes over, but like I can tell there's a little extra zing.
Some essence.
The noon takes over.
And
when 12 o'clock hits.
Yes.
My new gig drink is I get a soda water and I drop a noon in it.
Nice.
And this is basically
No, it's because you've been fucking sweating at your gigs.
It's true.
party all night.
Yeah.
So that in the morning when you have your morning gig, you can be electrolyted.
It's
up.
4 a.m. Ian drags his bass out of the bar and heads to the next bar.
Yes. Again, I'm going to do my transition again. Speaking of electrolytes, I had a fun Gatorade-based experience this weekend.
Gatorade experience.
A Gatorade experience. So, I have a group of friends in Santa Fe that do disc golf. And the main person who organized the disc golf group was leaving town. So she was going away, and she's moving. And we had a series of going away parties for this person over the course of the week. We had basically had 3 of them, which was funny. And they each time she is a not a heavy drinker kind of situation, but she does like to imbibe every now and again. And one of the fellow disc golfers suggested that she mix her bottle of wine that someone bought for her going away party with Gatorade.
All over the alcohol percentage.
Yes, I mean that is legitimate. The reason why that they wanted to do that, and the electrolytes, all that kind of stuff, kind of helps you acclimate to alcohol. Anyway,
it just makes sense. Then you pour like liquid IV in there,
Yeah.
put a Red Bull.
Yes, and then so we get to disc golf. We're hanging around, and the individual who promised to bring Gatorade, let's call him Gatorade Boy, shows up, and he's like, "I forgot the Gatorade." And we're like, God damn it, we can't start disc golf until we have our Gatorade wine going away toast kind of situation. And
You send him on an errand?
No, he did. He left. He came back 15 minutes later. He's like, I got 5 different flavors of Gatorade to
Hold
try
on,
with the
everybody.
wine.
Disc golf is on pause.
Yes. We got to do some, not just some day drinking. This was legitimate morning drinking. This was like at 10:30 in the morning. So we're starting the day off right. You know what I'm saying? And actually we started off wrong because I tried the wine just straight normally. It was pretty good wine. Tasted good kind of situation. It was great.
Was it sparkling?
It was not sparkling. Poured some fucking Gatorade in it. Disgusting. I was like, oh my God, you just made this wine like really salty.
Sangria.
Oh.
Yeah. It didn't taste
Sangria.
like we were like, oh, what if we mixed the orange with the wine? That's like sangria, right? No, it tastes like salty wine. It's gross. I hate to say it, but for all the college students, people visiting other countries, all that kind of stuff, not the way to go. Just drink a lighter alcohol beverage. I think
it was like
okay
red wine too. That's kind of intense.
Yes.
Oh, no. I thought it was at least white wine.
No, it was not white wine. It was red
I
wine.
feel like it could be manageable if you use, like, I can imagine, like, Prosecco and a...
Well, mimosa situation.
Right. But
Yes.
also, like, it'd have to be a specific flavor of Gatorade, too.
Yes,
Like,
I
it couldn't
tried
be the
3
blue one.
flavors of Gatorade. I tried grape, I tried orange, and I tried blue. I don't remember what blue was flavor-wise.
Oh,
It was like the glacier flavor. I don't know what that is.
You didn't put
like flavor profile. But every time I tried it with the wine, I was like, this is disgusting. But here's the thing: each one of those separately, perfectly fine. Like the wine tasted fine on its own. Gatorade tastes like Gatorade, and it was like on its own, perfectly acceptable beverages put together, an unholy concoction that sprung from the bowels of the earth. And across the board, everyone thought this. They're like, this is disgusting. Why did we do this? But it was a good way to celebrate someone leaving town. So
You didn't do red with red?
I did do red with red. That was the grape flavor was the red.
No.
Red alert.
Cherry.
No. Don't give me some color mismatch bullshit. Nobody likes grape Gator, like grape, orange. You picked the worst fucking colors possible for. I'm talking about cherry red, red line.
Not the Arctic cherry either.
Yeah. I hate to say, but I think at a certain point I was done. Where I was like, I tried this 3 times, and each time it was bad.
Jeremy, next time do the suicide thing where you like mix all the Gatorades together, and then that'll get you close to the wine, and then you combine those two.
I don't think mixing every flavor of Gatorade together tastes like wine. I just don't think that's how that goes. Unless you're saying, like turn the color, kind of turn like a nice brown color, kind of situation.
Yeah. So, and then ultimately at the end of this, the actual end of the story is that then you played disc golf and sweated it all out after like pounding all of this Gatorade plus wine.
I mean,
and
it wasn't that hot, you know.
Oh,
it was like 65 degrees outside. And
I'm just imagining you like in the Gatorade commercials, like
where
sweating
I'm like
out your
leaking
concoction.
neon, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have an equivalent of like, so I mean, I don't know if you know, but like classic dad move when you're on the golf course, you've got like a putter that's a fake putter that you actually filled with wine. Do they have...
Oh, damn.
We need like an equivalent for disc golf, like a frisbee that is like hollow on the inside that you can pour your drink into.
Well,
and it's
I
like
will say
flat.
this: the discs for disc golf are pretty thin, so you're not gonna get a lot of like volume out of that kind of situation.
It just needs to look.
Yeah, you don't
like
have to
one.
throw
Uh-huh.
it, but
Well,
it has to
but
match the set so no one gets suspicious.
Well, if it looks like one, it's going to be like this thick kind of situation.
I mean,
for
that's all you need.
Yeah.
That only tiny sliver of wine or hard liquor of choice on this. I will say did not improve my disc golf game at all. Now I think what impacted me more was not practicing for 2 weeks. My throw was off. I've got to practice on the Anheuser. You know how it goes, man.
I think where you really failed though is not having a alcoholic disc golf assistant coach character like they do in most sports movies.
Yeah.
That has like a redemption arc
Yeah.
during your whole final disc golf tournament.
So like
I don't even know
halfway through the tournament, they're like gonna reach for it, and they're like hands trembling, and then you see me throw a disc, and he's like, "No, I have to help my kids," and then he throws his flask to the ground and like steps on it, kind of situation.
Yep. Put down that Gatorade plus wine combo. Go help those kids play disc golf.
Yeah. So again, not recommended. Don't do it. Just drink wine on your own, or have a lighter alcoholic content in your drink if you want to get started on that. So there you go. That's part of my many exciting moments of this weekend, but that was probably quote unquote the most exciting.
Some might say.
Some might say it. In fact, I'm gonna say it, but not this weekend, but also exciting that happened to me. Imagine, if you will, it's Wednesday night. I come home after a long day at work, and I'm like, whew, time to kick back and relax, but I can't because I've got to fucking get my Switch 2 pre-order in. And luckily for me, I live in the Mountain Time Zone, and pre-orders went live at midnight Eastern Time. So I only had to wait till 10 p.m. But 10 p.m. rolls around, and you got your fucking box store websites up, your Best Buys, your Walmarts, your Targets, and they fucking don't work. You go on them, and they just like crash, and they're like, too many people are trying to do this all at the same time kind of situation. Not beforehand, but like right at midnight when you're like, okay, the pre-order's live. First of all, Target just crashed out every time I tried to purchase it there. I was like, you can't. He's like, you can't purchase this item here. Best Buy, the pre-orders didn't go live until like 10:30. Oh. So I was refreshing the page. I was like, I can't even click on this fucking button. But Walmart got my back when no one else would. When there was only one pair of footprints in the sand carrying me to my Switch 2 pre-order. It was Walmart.
Sam Wall said, "Let there be switches."
Yes, and they fucking got me, and it's gonna show up at my apartment at 9 a.m. on June 5th. So I'm excited about that, and I've got Mario Kart, and I've got an extra Pro controller. So I'll let all of you know how that goes, and I think we'll have a little, perhaps a little get together to celebrate the release that weekend. So
listeners, you know exactly when it's going to get to his house.
Yeah,
dox him.
Would be a shame if something
Dock
happened
him to it.
Yeah, you know exactly where I live. You know exactly where to break into to find it.
If you've been listening,
put all the clues. Yeah, play it backwards.
Put all the clues together.
And so there you go. That's. I think it was kind of like one of those things where I was like, wasn't that bad. It took like 40 minutes to like confirm that it went through, and like I actually had it. Like my credit card got charged, and I got a confirmation email and all that kind of stuff. Where I was like, okay, legitimately, I have purchased this item, kind of thing. And I haven't gotten like an email that says we canceled your pre-order. Or
I was gonna say
like
Target did that to some folks.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't got a canceled pre-order, so I still think I'm good. So I'm excited. I'm ready. Maybe I'll take that day off from work. Probably not Thursday because it's fucking the middle of the week, right? Maybe Friday. We'll see.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both? Well, it's because I'm going on a trip next week to California.
You got to cut one day short from that and append it to your Switch time.
Yeah. Well, luckily I'll take my Switch to Yosemite,
Work.
and I'll be like,
Look at all this
I'll be
beautiful
like,
landscape.
yeah. And I was like, God, fuck this waterfall. I want to play Donkey Kong. And I'll be like, in Donkey Kong, I can break all of the rocks. Why can't I break the rocks at Yosemite? Why can't I destroy Half Dome like Donkey Kong can? There it goes. It'll be exciting. It's fun. I'm glad it's finally over. It was like this kind of weird, like, even though it's just, like a fun toy hobby kind of situation, I was like, this is weirdly stressful. Mainly because, like, the situation where it's coming out is, like, contextually stressful and is a very good representation of that kind of thing. But
I like to imagine that nights before it happened, like you would wake up at like 2
Sweating
a.m. in a
bullets.
cold sweat and be like, I fucking missed it. I missed it. And then you look like check the date.
My
and you're
boy,
like,
what day
no.
is it?
yes. There's a whole Switch 2 pre-order just for you. Or it's like,
The one that's as big as me?
Yes. You there, boy. What day is it? I mean, look, it's definitely, I wasn't like that stressed out about it. I was just like, okay, all I got to do is make sure that on the websites, my credit card information and address is loaded in, and I should be fine. And I was. So, long story short, all of you, except maybe Evan, I'm sorry, will be playing a Switch 2 the weekend it comes out. So.
Yep. Not possible for me. The tariffs won't allow it.
They won't allow it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted to get one so soon is because like the price had not increased, and I was like, okay, but it still might. So I might as well get it now. It's not going to get cheaper, kind of situation. So that's kind of me hoping to like write out the future. So there you go. But yeah, that was my exciting weekend. Anyone else have an exciting weekend? Obviously, Ben, you were hanging out with Ian and Michael Woods.
I don't think anything can come close.
No, I think that's honestly the most exciting thing I can think of.
Yeah.
I think what we really need to talk about now is the one thing that anyone can think about anymore, which is cooking and eating Pokemon.
Yes. Oh, whoa.
Bet you didn't think I could do it, Jeremy. Bet you didn't think I could steal your segue.
Why are you
just
doing
like any
this?
old Joe Schmo schmuck?
Why are you doing this to me? Why? Do you want to tell us about the main course of the show, Ben, or do you want me to do that?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just show up here and I just make the jokes.
You don't know when I describe what the main context of the show is. You're like you black out when I say that. When I say
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Each week on I Choose You, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. We bring recipes to the table and share them with one another, and then we vote in a very democratic manner on who has the best recipe. You don't remember all of that?
Come back to us, Ben.
Yes.
Head empty.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
I remember. All right. This week's Pokemon that we randomly selected was Fuecoco. Very exciting, I think. I always love a good starter. Some might call this the hors d'oeuvre of the region, the starters, getting you ready for some sort of main course. Do we remember who won last week?
Was it Ian again?
I think it. I'm leaning towards Ian. Kind of situation. But Ben looks consternated.
I honestly can't really remember. I feel like it might have been Jeremy.
Who'd we even cook last week?
Mabosstiff.
doing?
It was the mob boss
yes.
Pokemon. I can revisit. Oh no, actually wait, I can't revisit there. Okay, listener, fear not. I will
Be not afraid.
be not afraid. Producer Ben Montoya is on the case, and I will find out who actually won so that we don't have to go through this fucking embarrassment.
It's okay.
Ian won.
How could I forget?
Ian does have the mandate of heaven, so
This is my season.
yeah. Use that mandate to tell us about your recipe this week for Fuecoco.
All right. In the name, it's like chocolate, right? Like the cocoa.
Yeah,
Sure.
Of course.
Okay, in love with you. When you said in the name, I thought you were going to do something very biblical afterwards.
Killing in the name of.
Yeah. No, I was like, in the beginning there was the word, and then the word was Fuecoco, and he came down and gave us life.
The only song I've been thinking about is "I'm in Love with Fuecoco."
Oh yes. Throwback.
But when you actually look at them, not very cocoa coated.
No.
On the contrary, it's an apple.
Okay.
On the contrary,
Look at him.
Yep.
You're looking at him. His little mask is just like, look at the top of his head. You cut an apple in half.
The apple Pokemon couldn't possibly be an apple, but Fuecoco, I understand.
Apple.
Yeah.
He's even got the little stem sticking out the top of his head.
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It's almost like they started with an apple, gave it legs and a tail, and then opened it up.
Well,
Yeah.
not to be that guy, but it's supposed to look like a pepper.
Wrong. Wrong.
Art is in the eye of the beholder, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Right.
it does not look like to us a pepper.
It's an apple.
Okay, it's an apple.
And what do we do with apples?
We boil them, mash
Slice
them,
'em?
stick them in a stew.
More or less. We're going to first grind his ass up into some applesauce.
Okay.
Okay?
Nice.
And then you're going to use this applesauce to make a chocolate mug cake.
Oh, I love a mug.
Chocolate mug cake.
Mug is
this-
in the vessel, not the drink. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you could just make it like tres leches, but tres mugs. So you cook it in a mug, and then you like poke the holes in it, and then when it's done baking, you pour mug root beer into it to make it like nice and moist.
Sorry. I forgot for a second. Whose recipe is this? Could someone remind me? I lost the... That's what I thought. 3 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of whole wheat pastry flour. Baking powder. Cocoa powder. Fuecoco applesauce.
Fuecoco powder.
Okay. Yes. Vanilla extract and coconut milk. Mix all that shit in a mug. Place it in the microwave. Cook for 50 seconds. Cake's done.
Okay.
Kickstart.
Okay, I gotta air some dirty laundry. Clear my name, if you will.
Okay.
I, for the longest time, was no fan of like things you would mix and then microwave to complete like cooking a dish. Like microwave frozen meals aside, or like leftovers aside, like mug cake or most recently what turned me was eggs.
You became like a vampire.
Yeah, eggs in the microwave. So you scramble them up, put a little bit of sausage in there, you put it in a tiny bowl, you microwave it for like a minute and a half. You get the perfect like McMuffin shaped egg disc to like put on your muffin. So like that, I gotta come clean to all the people who thought I hated cooking things in mugs in the microwave. I'm no longer. I support Ian Davis 100%. I gotta jump on board the mug cake train.
If we want to do like this criticism session on me, if you want to cancel me, it's been like a month since I've been canceled.
Call out post for Jeremy Zielik.
Yeah, I've never really enjoyed mug cakes.
Jeremy.
How often does that come up for you?
I am about to say this exact same thing. I feel like this is the first one
I
I've ever
had
thought.
them multiple times in college because people only owned microwaves in like their dormitories.
Sure.
And
Okay.
they always came out just kind of like tasting like not very good. They would just be kind of like underbaked, not super sweet chocolate dough kind of thing. But that's
I don't even think I have experience with a mug cake. Like for me, when you say mug cake, I'm like, I just think of like dirt and worms or something. Like that's the only like dessert I can conceptualize
Not a
in a
mud
cup.
cake.
No, not a mud cake. I know what you're saying, but it's just I don't have any experience with it. Like I don't have a hot take, but it surprises me that everyone else seems to have a lot of opinions
It's a pretty
about microwave
polarizing
cake.
type of food.
What I'm picturing is not like shitty dorm, but more of like a molten lava cake.
Yes.
In a mug. So in fact, I almost want it to be a little undercooked because the inside is just like fucking
Ooey gooey.
like a fire Pokemon, just
Okay.
molten in the middle.
Okay.
I will say that usually the inside of molten lava cake isn't undercooked. It's just like liquid chocolate that they put in there.
You could do both.
I'm sorry. But again, and this is just a personal experience thing. The bad mug cakes I had in college were like molten chocolate ones. They just weren't very good. I don't know what to tell you.
You're right,
I'm
Jeremy.
sorry.
That does sound like a personal.
Yeah, maybe someone like went around and like gave me food poisoning through all my like mug cakes kind of situation.
Food poisoning is a whole other situation.
No,
besides,
I didn't.
I didn't like it.
I didn't get food poisoning. I just thought it didn't taste
Okay.
very good. It was not as good as like this is another great dorm experience. Is when it was my birthday one time, and it was like, some of my friends were like, we got you a cake, and I was like, oh, great. Do you have any like plates and forks? And they're like, oh, no, we don't. And then someone came back and they had a bunch of CDs, and we ate the cake. They just like put a CD down and like scraped up a piece of cake and handed it to people as the way that they ate it, which was very
Fuck yeah.
funny.
It's a good thing you weren't using Switch cartridges.
Oh no! Those first of all, those are very small. So you'd just be like, that would be the hors d'oeuvre of a cake kind of
that's kind
situation.
of perfect for Ian's cake, perhaps.
Yes, there you go. You just put the Switch cartridges in the cake as like a little tiny silver spoon. You know what I'm saying?
Make it a Switch too.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Fancy.
I don't know if you were there for that, but that trend of like, you have a cake and then people just took like glasses and just like, that's how they cut they just like slammed the
They cookie cuttered the cake?
Yeah.
With a cup?
Yeah.
So you just take
I
a
had
glass,
not seen that.
just
Yeah.
Jesus.
A really sharp glass
Something
too.
seems wrong about that. Like, that's just... The math doesn't add up. It's all going to be circular. It's going to be like little bits and edges from all of the different circles, right? I mean...
no, but the cake's round, so...
Well, yes,
out.
the cake's round, but
Round
like,
cake,
is it going to
round-
fit perfectly every single cup?
I'm sure
like,
there's a
going to be
geometric
some...
equation that will...
It's you're picturing like I place all the cups down on it, but it's like each person goes up and serves themselves,
Oh, okay.
What?
so there won't be any left.
Okay, yeah.
But Ian, despite everything, I will give this recipe a try if you make it just for me.
What,
Well, I was gonna make it for all of you guys,
yeah.
but
would you recommend ice cream, perhaps? Or is this cake only?
no, I think you like the remaining openness of the mug. You gotta put some vanilla bean in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does seem like the right vessel, the perfect vessel to be adding ice cream, because it's already in cup form.
Self-contained.
Yeah, and as someone with no dishwasher, fuck making more dishes, so I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
Maybe you have like
Right.
a Fuecoco mug that you.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, and it's like its mouth is the open part. It's like those novelty popcorn buckets.
Yep, you stick your dick
hand
in there. It does it all,
Okay.
baby.
I will say, okay, on this topic of specialty mugs and not having a dishwasher,
You don't have a dishwasher?
I actually do. I didn't want to rub it in with this being the
Wait,
flow of
you have a kitchen?
conversation. I do have it. Okay,
But
So,
you have plates?
I don't know. I didn't mean for this to become a competition, but what I wanted to say is that specialty mugs are like specifically designed for like the dishwasher class, right?
Sure.
Like, because we've purchased some specialty mugs in the past that have been like, oh, that's kind of cute and funny, but then like when it comes down to it, hand washing a specialty mug
it
is like,
sucks.
fuck that.
Get
Like,
fucked.
just give me something easy.
Do you still have that cat paw mug?
Not anymore. Got fucking broken.
Damn.
Because I was trying to wash it,
Fuck.
and it was
Mistake.
special.
Yeah, that was Christmas.
I know. But it's just it's something that I'm coming to terms with now that I actually do have a dishwasher, because I'm like, man, what was I doing trying to waste my life washing these mugs that have all these different shapes inside and like little crevices I gotta like clean out,
dude.
You know,
I'm sorry, but a fun shape is worth so much, even if it's a little more washing. It's like getting a cube-shaped balloon for a birthday party.
No,
does
it's
that?
not. You don't have to clean that balloon constantly. The specialty mug commodity is too. It's for a privileged class of person. It's not for the average everyday hand washing
Pleb.
citizen. Pleb.
But you could theoretically put it in your dishwasher.
Now I can,
Yeah.
but now I'm living upper crust life, you know? I used to have to hand wash, like I said, all the specialty mugs. And I don't know. I think that's just like, it just needs to be said. Someone needed to say it because there are so many specialty mugs out there now.
Yeah.
You know?
What shape would a specialty mug have to be in for you to be willing to wash it? And you to continue to drink
Shallow and wide.
it? Okay, so it's like a dog bowl?
Yeah, basically.
But it has like a handle on the side?
Yeah, like those
Honestly-
latte mugs that you get at a bakery that are like
Yeah.
giant bowls. That's
Yeah.
about all I can do.
Easy to clean. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the novelty just has to be like not the inside. The inside isn't the novelty. The outside is the novelty.
Right.
Yeah, so you don't want...
Yeah, exactly.
Would you drink out of a mug that's like Shrek's head, but you can like drink out of one of his ears?
As long,
No, I'm not purchasing one of those
no.
straw cleaners to get the fucking canal
Yeah,
cleaned out.
seriously. You have to get special equipment? No.
No way.
I-
No, thank you.
You can put it in your dishwasher.
I am gonna push back and say that you just boil some water and pour that in there with soap, and like that's probably gonna do.
It's
fine.
also like how
Okay,
you
well,
clean
so-
most dishes.
Okay, so here's the thing: is I'm stupid. Like when I'm confronted with a mountain of dishes, I'm not thinking strategically. I'm thinking like, how do I get this
Maximize
done?
efficiency.
And part of maximizing efficiency is not thinking accurately
Yeah.
or like logically. Like, oh yeah, I could just like soak it in some boiling water for a little bit, and it'd probably be. I'd be able to, get it mostly clean, and then I'd scrub it. I don't know. I'm just. I feel like I just wanted to. On the topic of this, this Pokemon, the mug cake of it all, I can't not think about the cleaning process afterward. And if you do have specialty mugs full of fucking cake mug, it's going to be a pain in the ass. All right. Just got to say it.
It does add a dimension.
Yes.
Cake does.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, would you bake this mug cake in a Shrek mug, and the cake comes out of his ears?
I don't think Shrek exists.
It could be done.
What do you mean? He exists as a film character.
But not for Pokemon.
Not for Pokemon.
No,
In
but
fact-
I'm saying you're taking Fuecoco either out of the world or you're putting Shrek into the Pokemon world.
And both are crazy. What are we fucking talking about?
Shrekimon.
We got to stay to one thing, Jeremy. Okay?
Some
Don't
Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
hyperdrive us
Yeah.
into like multiverse.
Okay, but what
Okay?
if Shrek in Shrek 5, Shrek references Pokemon? It's not out of the
Oh,
question.
you fucking would, wouldn't you? No,
And they
more
reference,
realistically,
like-
it's going to be like some Fortnite reference.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, and I bet Zendaya, his daughter, will be playing the Shrek Tendo Switch 2 at her birthday party kind of situation, and it will be like, oh, I'm playing fairy monsters instead because they're in a fairy tale kingdom kind of situation, and you see that.
If Pokemon appeared in Shrek, then the number, let's walk through the hoops we'd have to get to a Shrek mug with molten lava cake that somehow our show
it's
has
not
to also
impossible.
exist in Shrek.
Yep. All right, Ian, take me there.
Okay, step 1, Pokemon exists. Step 2, there's Shrek merchandise with his head being the shape of, which is plausible because there's
Yeah, Farquaad had his merchandise of his head. and-
right. So that's definitely there. Step 3, molten lava cake also exists,
Sure.
which
Yeah.
isn't super far fetched, I guess. Step 4, we're born.
Our podcast is in Shrek 5.
Right.
You're bored.
Yeah, fast forward 20 odd years later.
Yeah.
I have a question. Are we related to Shrek in any way, or are we just like side characters in the Shrek universe?
What are you doing?
We're so side characters. Like, he doesn't even know we exist until some like shitty TikTok remix brings it up for him on the mirror.
We're more side characters than the Three Blind Mice.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go.
for sure. For sure. Though I bet we could get the Gingerbread Man on this show.
Yeah.
I'm the Muffin Man?
I'm gonna lay down my cards right now. There will be a joke about podcasting in Shrek 5.
Oh no.
There has to be.
There will be a joke. Maybe there's like a fantasy Joe Rogan that he, like goes on, like they talk about kind of situation. But there will be a joke like that in Shrek 5.
Yeah, I think Joe. I think Shrek is gonna be featured as a guest on someone's podcast, like Pinocchio's podcast or something
They'll
like
be
that.
live streaming on Shrek Twitch, and someone will swat them.
Shrich. Podnocchio. Just writes itself. Shrek 5's easy. Why did it take them 20 goddamn years to make?
Shrek 5's easy. This is easy shit.
I go up to Mike Myers and I'm like, this is easy. Why did it take you 20 goddamn years to come up with Shrek 5?
You got to pay him like a fourth of the budget for the movie.
That is true. That is true.
Because they had to figure out the worst possible way to reanimate them.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Right. Yeah.
They're ruined.
They're not ruined. They just have better lighting.
It's ruined.
Better lighting.
Yes.
What? No.
No, the models
no.
are different.
Their models
It's
are
wrong.
slightly different
It's all
because
wrong.
Shrek looks like shit. Here's the thing. Is you watch Shrek the original and you're like, I want to barf every frame of this movie. It's uggo, unpleasant,
What?
and not goodly animated. Now, here's the thing. Mr. DreamWorks and his animation company, Mr. Spielberg, who owns DreamWorks, kind of situation, is he's like, what if we made the animation good? And then they decided to actually do that. So recently, their movies look really good. So, like, I don't know if you've seen, like, the last Puss in Boots movie, wonderfully animated. The Wild Robot, wonderfully
They're
animated.
like, what if we
Beautiful.
mocapped Andy Serkis into Shrek's body and Weta Digital took over?
Yeah, but I'm going to say this. I think the animation for Shrek 5 looks fine.
Well,
I'll be eating
I
my
don't
mug
think
cake
that-
over here, Jeremy, watching.
Yeah, I don't think
Shrek.
it'll be a good movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen Shrek 3 and Shrek Forever After. Those are not quality films. And I don't think Mr. Myers has been a good movie since Shrek 2. So it's been a hard, tough road to hoe for Mr. Michael Myers over there. So
but you're saying it's going to look good.
it's gonna look pretty good. That's what I'm gonna be. Is the animation will be high quality.
High quality, pretty good. You heard it here first.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Come back to this episode
Yes.
and roast Jeremy when it comes out and it looks like
Jeremy,
shit.
I'm gonna hack into your letterbox and I'm gonna put that review in right now and auto publish when Shrek comes out. 5 stars, looks pretty good.
Shrek 5, no personality, nice body.
Yeah.
Jeremy's official.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I can say that about movies. Or yeah, I can't say that about movies. They can look nice. They can look great, but really have no personality.
So, Jeremy, in this theoretical mug you're eating my cake out of,
Yeah.
is it OG Shrek's face or is it Shrek 5?
Well, if I want it to be really ugly, it's OG Shrek's face. If I want it to be high quality, I want it to be Shrek 5.
Interesting. You're using the term ugly and then high quality as the two ends of this spectrum.
Ooh, man, the tension on this call is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Yes.
Or a cup.
a cup, or a CD, or a Switch 2 cartridge, basically anything. Ben, what's your recipe?
My recipe is a kind of inspired by the name as well, but with a little bit of research pointed in the drink direction. I have a Fuecoco Mocha.
Moco Loco Coco.
Yeah. Is this a
Not a Mocha Loco, but a mocha.
Is this mocha perhaps have some spices in it?
Well, it's actually a mocha cocktail. Because it's a mole. It's going to be a mocha cocktail using mole bitters.
Whoa.
Interesting.
So I found this recipe. Well, first of all, we stopped somewhere recently, and they had a mole mocha that Asia tried out. It was delicious, I have to say. The combination of chocolate, coffee, chili pepper, just not too spicy, but very like well balanced and got the nice bitter kind of creamy elements of all of those things all in one drink. On a hot, dry day. Hoo boy, so good. Oh, and I should say this is an iced drink, thus the fria.
I was gonna say hot
in
day?
the beginning. Yeah,
Right, that makes sense.
hot day, cold drink, cold cocoa, not a hot cocoa. But I was thinking that it might be nice to take that idea and kind of turn it into a cocktail drink. I stumbled upon this recipe that uses a tequila base for the alcohol, agave nectar for some sweetener, some cold brew, and a ounce of what is called choco mole mixture, which is a combination of peanut butter, evaporated milk, cinnamon, cumin, dried oregano, peppercorn, guajillo chili, and I think for that element of it, we're gonna pluck off the little stems on the top of Fuecoco's head, and that's gonna add the like chili flavor to the mole chocolate liquid mixture that we're gonna be putting together. All those ingredients get added to a mixture until it thickens. You strain it all out until you have a nice consistent liquid that you can add to your tequila and your agave nectar. And then you're going to, after pouring it, do a red chili rim on the outside to add a little bit of extra spiciness. And of course some ice that you will shake around with it and then strain out so it's cold. And that's what I got for you. The Fuecoco mole mocha cocktail.
That sounds pretty good.
Ian?
Ian.
What kind of glass?
It's a mug.
What kind of shape is it?
What kind of shape is it? I'm imagining kind of like a I think this is the right term, highball glass, like a whiskey like highball, squat, round and short type of glass. And then that makes the rim really easy to get because it's just like a kind of a fat, cocktail glass, not like a very precious margarita glass
easier
or
to
martini
clean.
glass or something.
Sans
Much
dishwasher.
easier to clean. Yes, this one's for all the hand washers out there.
I gotta say, a cold, hot drink sounds interesting to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
it's
I've had
cold. It's cold, but it's spicy.
it. Warms you up on the inside.
Yeah, I guess that's
Warms
true
you
of
up
like,
on your mouth.
Yes, I guess that's true
Keeps you
of
refreshed.
of like a spicy margarita, which is fairly common kind of situation. But
Yeah, but the chocolate component I think is important. It's like it's going back to that like the origins of like chocolate drinking and whatnot, having the combination of chili involved in it. So it's like really mixing in a bunch of flavors that already traditionally will go well together, but I think in a different context than you'd think of.
I imagine this is kind of like those chocolates that are filled with a liqueur.
Mm-hmm.
Like biting into one of those, maybe it's like a chili chocolate. Like kind of reminds me of what this drink is going to taste like.
Yes, absolutely.
That sounds good.
Yeah. My question is that Ian said Fuecoco looks like an apple, but in the text he is a pepper. You said you've used red chili? Would you consider like Fuecoco to be a substitute for chili in any sort of way, or are we just going with real life chili on that front?
Well, I was thinking that just the little hairs on his head could be used to get a chili flavor, and that the rest, in my interpretation, the rest of it's meat. It's like
Meat all the way down.
crocodile. Yes, it's crocodile meat all the way down. But I do think the little bits coming out of his head are giving pepper, and for that reason, I would say that it adds a lot of pepper flavor, and I do think that it's not like spicy. Like I don't think it's like full on like red chili, like level number 2, you know, crazy spicy. I think it's actually very, because Fuecoco is so small and very early stages, I think it just has that like chili flavor, but it's very mild on the spice.
Got it.
But that is why I said to add like a rim of red chili, because it's going to be a different chili flavor. And it will add a little bit more spice.
Excellent. Well, it sounds very good, and I would like to try that at some point. Ooh. Evan, what's your recipe this week?
All right, we are going to make some Fuecoco slow cooked chili.
What did you say? Cooked twice?
Cooked Fuecoco.
Cooked.
Fuecoco.
Yeah.
Evan, I think you fucking cooked with this one.
Oh, I cooked. Are we cooked, chat?
Yes.
Chad, are we cooked?
Are we cooked?
Ground beef, which in this case, we're breaking out the kitchen mulcher as it was collecting dust for a little while. I think we need to bring it back. Onion, garlic, cumin, chili powder, and in this case, it's like, I feel like it's one of those things that if you were to take a Fuecoco, toss it into like the Smith's parking lot green chili roasters that we all know and love, right? Get that going. The chili powder comes from the crisp skin outside, and then we're left with the meaty inside. So, little two for
interesting.
one there.
So you're thinking more of like a rotisserie, like it's in the middle, getting
Yeah, to cook it to
around.
like start with before you like mix it in with your other stuff, and then we've got some garlic powder, oregano, salt, pepper, beans, beans 2 ways, black and kidney, diced tomatoes, and some green chili, perhaps, just to add.
Oh, perhaps.
And a bit of tomato sauce. And then you, stir that all in your slow cooker, press go, come back 8 hours later, and you've got a nice, moist, soft, delicious chili.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. And I like that what you're implying is that, you know, Fuecoco is obviously based off of a chili pepper. And he's becoming part of a chili in this chili.
Listener, I need to point something out, because I went to the Bulbapedia. What Jeremy keeps referencing as cold hard fact, indisputable, is one sentence in the fucking trivia section that some nerd wrote. Does not mention it in any other aspect of the whole article or anything game related.
Only in the lore.
Yeah, only in the Wikipedia lore. But we do have to remember that Bulbapedia is very careful on the wording of certain things. Like we're never sure about where the names of Pokemons, because they just may be a combination of the Spanish word fuerte and cocodril, which is Spanish for crocodile, for Fuecoco. It may be that, but we don't know.
Well,
Could be Italian for Fuecoco.
Yeah,
that's true. And
Mamma
Jeremy,
mia.
I hope you brought to us a recipe of eating crocs, because it is the fire croc Pokemon. Are there crocs involved?
I don't think I will cook with Crocs this week. So, I know we would love that as a society. We live in a society of Croc lovers. You know, I think Crocs have made a big comeback in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know if you
Unfortunately, yes.
I have seen this as well, where I feel like
You're talking about Crocs the
Yeah.
shoes.
yes, not the animal.
Or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
like fake doctor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It's
no,
the
that's
only
a quack.
thing kids wear.
It
Yeah.
is the only thing kids wear.
Really?
And they love to put charms on them.
Since like 2019, that is all kids have been wearing.
Really?
It's Crocs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe was it because of that? What are those? Do people
Leisure wear is just it.
Yeah.
It's
Never been
I
a
think-
comfier time to be a kid.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But I think yeah, they like putting little things in the holes on the Crocs that it's like I love Sonic T Hedgehog. So you put them on your Crocs kind of situation. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Some Shrek Crocs. Yep. That's what I like seeing, Evan. So Ian, would you wear those when we were referenced in Shrek 5?
Depends if they're modeled after. That's not his nose.
A little bit of creative license there.
Yeah, that's a Shrek 5 nose.
Yeah.
So no.
I mean, to a certain extent, I can understand the aesthetic because it's so modular, right? Like you can personalize and add different elements to your shoes as you're going.
Gen Z really loves.
I
to
just don't know if I
personalize.
have that much invested in that, but other people do clearly.
There's some good charms, some good Kirby charms.
Oh,
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those things where it's not my style. I used to wear Crocs in middle school, like instead of slippers, right? You know, around the house kind of situation where you'd be like, you'd go outside to like pick up the newspaper or something, and it's like, I don't want to put on full shoes. But I don't know. I just wear my slippers now.
I think the one thing that turns me off is this irrational fear that my toe is going to go through one of the holes. And like, I can't deal with that.
impossible.
But
I mean, you can deal with
Have
that,
you
I
seen
think,
these
Evan.
dogs, Ian? They could bust through anything.
Yeah, these dogs they need to be off the leash, Ian.
If you fill all the holes with charms,
Yes.
Oh, true. Well, then I'd be losing my charms left and right. They'd just be popping out of the little.
because your toes are just poking them out.
These dogs are waiting to breathe, man.
Yeah.
I just think about like those, like, you know, like a shoe or a boot, like in the cartoons where like the hole in the front is like, you know, your toes are sticking out, except it's just Crocs.
Yes.
And your toes are
Yep.
just sticking out in
Yeah.
all of the directions.
Yeah, and you're
that
like,
there
so
are
you're like a
holes.
hobo that you have a bindle and Crocs for some reason, kind of
I
situation.
mean, anything is possible. And
Yeah, you smell a pie and you float over to it that's cooling on a windowsill, kind of thing, and do a slice of bean really thinly.
Oh, not that. That's not a link to an image, but this.
Are you just like trying to post like viruses in the
No,
group
but
chat?
this is exactly what I'm afraid of.
Okay, Evan posted a pair of Crocs where all the charms are toes, and it's very
that's
upsetting.
terrible.
It's like David Cronenberg's Crocs.
I think the moment I saw that, that's like that could be me in real life.
I don't think it can, if I'm being honest, but I understand the fear. All right. My recipe this week. I was thinking about making something kind of hot and spicy with Fuecoco this week. So this week I'm making queso fundido with my Fuecoco. And that's a spicy cheese dip with chorizo that we're using with our Fuecoco. And we're going to make a chorizo out of the Fuecoco because I think its meat will be kind of piquant when you mix it up into a chorizo kind of situation. So you're going to make your chorizo with the Fuecoco, and then you're going to make your cheese. And what you're going to put in your dip is Oaxaca cheese, mozzarella, sharp cheddar. We're going to also add in some beer, some pinto beans, some green chili, some scallions, tomato, and onion. And we're going to get that in a nice, like, one of those, like, melting pots, if you will. I mean, that's what it is. We're going to melt that. We're going to melt that cheese down, and it's going to get nice and bubbly. And then this is the fun part. This is a real fun part. You're going to set your oven to broil, and you're going to stick it in there really quick, like only for like a minute or
Don't
two.
forget about it.
No, don't set your oven on fire. And then you're going to pull it out, and it's going to have a nice cheese crust on top that you're going to basically like crack like what's the one you set on
Creme
fire? The
brulee?
dessert. Creme brulee. But this is a cheese brulee kind of situation. So you got a bit of a crust on the top. And then you're going to get some nice homemade corn tortillas, warm them up so they're nice and toasty. Maybe you wrap them up in a little aluminum foil and then unwrap them in the steam. goes on top of your glasses. You got your spoon for the queso, and you crack it open like a creme brulee, and you spoon it onto your tortilla, and you take a nice cheesy bite, and the cheese is nice and stretchy because it's got that mix of mozzarella, cheddar, and Oaxacan cheese, in it, and it's just really good. And the spicy chorizo made out of the Fuecoco gives it that nice kick that you all so desire. And that's my recipe.
What chip would have the structural integrity enough to crack open your queso? Because I'm not using a spoon, I'm using a chip.
Well, generally, at least when I've had this, it's either you get like corn tortillas and you use a spoon, or you can just get fried corn chips and use that as the dip kind of situation. So I think a triangular shaped corn chip has what Ian most desires above all else in a food: structural integrity,
with the piercing power to go through the cheese.
It's the piercing power to go through the cheese crust kind of situation. And this crust isn't very thick. It's even probably thinner than a creme brulee crust, but it's nice and brown on the top kind of situation from broiling it really quickly. So that's how it goes. But when the last time me and Ben had some Fundito, we had spoons. So
I bet.
I was gonna say, we actually did have this exact dish at Harry's Roadhouse. Shout out.
Yes.
And it was not chip based. It was small, soft corn tortilla based that you took a spoon and like ladled it onto your little corn tortilla and then ate it that way, which I actually kind of appreciated because it did have a different texture and eating experience than like a hard corn tortilla chip with like runny queso. Like it was like, I don't know, it felt a little bit more like you could I don't know, it felt a little bit more soft, I guess, and that's exactly what it is.
Well,
it's just a softer experience. Yeah Though I will say, when we ordered it, we ran out of tortillas pretty soon. What are you going to do to account to have extra tortillas to make sure that doesn't happen?
I'll have a big lever on the table, and when you pull it, tortillas like come out of the ceiling and onto a plate.
Yes.
It's like that scene in Harry Potter where there's like letters coming down, but it's just tortillas.
Yes, and he's like,
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, or it's like a little bit Wallace and Gromit making breakfast kind of situation where it's like you pull a lever, and instead of like toast coming out of a toaster getting hit with jam, it's some nice tortillas like slide down a chute and get onto your plate, and they're perfect temperature.
Oh my god.
And that's
Sign me up.
Yeah, hell yeah, and that's my recipe. Let's review our recipes from Fuecoco from Ian. I called Ian Fuecoco. I'm sorry, everybody.
The cocoiest.
Yes, from Ian, we have a Fuecoco cake in a mug. From Ben, we have a Fuecoco mocha. What was the exact alcohol? Mole
mocha.
Mole mocha. Fuecoco mole mocha. From Evan, we have a slow-cooked Fuecoco chili. And from me, we have Fuequeso Fundito. So everyone please vote. And then Ben will tell us who the winner-mon is. Ben, do you have the winner-mon?
Suspense, yes. I do have the results, but I don't have a winner.
Yes.
No.
Because it is a tie.
I have to remember to put up the vote this time.
Yeah. It's going to be a tie between me and Jeremy.
Hell yeah.
With 2 votes apiece.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your votes. I appreciate it. And Ben, thank you for having such a great recipe, because I voted for it, and it was so good. Did we vote for each other?
Well, yes, I did vote for you,
It would be
Jeremy.
impossible for...
It's the only way it could happen. Excellent. Well, I'll make sure to put up a poll this week. I always say that, and then I forget. But this week, I swear I'm going to do it. I'll set a reminder and everything. Right, I'll put it up on Wednesday on the Discord. I promise. All right. Let's pick next week's Pokemon in a section I call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you give me a number between 905 and 1,000?
989.
989. I've got to scroll all the way down to 989. Hold on one second. Vamp. 989 is... I'd pick another one.
Pick another one.
Yeah.
Jeremy couldn't find it.
Jeremy couldn't find that number. That number's too hard.
943.
943. That's better. No, it's just a weird DLC Pokemon. 943 is Mabostiff, so you got to pick another one.
960.
960.
69. It's like Pig Latin 69.
Yeah, it is. It is
Ice May.
69. Yes. Ice May indeed, because next week's Pokemon, and you guys are going to love this one, is Wiglet.
Oh,
Shit.
we're going to wiggle it.
Yeah.
Wiggle it and wiggle it and wiggle it.
Wiggle.
Do.
Yes.
Wiggle it. It's kind of crazy that they jumped on it and have it as a Pokemon because I feel like if there was a kids wiggle group, they'd be called the Wiglets, right?
Yeah.
The small
Like
Wiggles.
the Wiggles, but kids.
Yes.
Or if it was like a women's wiggle group, it'd be the Wiglets.
Oh,
true.
true.
Yes.
And
How do you guys feel about
think
its
that's-
evolution?
I think that is more how
Wug
it's spelled.
Trio.
Wug Trio?
Yeah. Wug is not a word. Because I get
Water Doug Trio, Wug Trio,
The
Jeremy.
Wugliest.
no, I get Diglett and Doug, and I get kind of wiggle as a word. So wiggle it like gets you like
wuggled. It's
yes,
past
but
tense.
wuggle is not a word. I mean, the Wuggles are I imagine are the Warios of the Wiggles kind of situation. So I think we can imagine how that will go. Instead of enjoying fruit salad, the Wuggles are all about eating raw meat.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah. And-
Botulism.
yes.
Yummy,
Yummy.
yummy.
Instead of a big red car, they have a small purple
Rock.
bicycle. Yeah. Thinking of another form of transportation, but it doesn't fit all of them.
Well, I do have to say that since Ian and I are very much trading card game pocket coded, I would say that Wug Trio is kind of triggering for me personally. That card is way too powerful, and I don't have one, so I feel like I can't like get
You
in
got
on
wugged?
it. Like I get wugged all the time.
I think the word wug is wigging me out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
2025 word of the year. Wug.
Wug of the year.
Wuggo.
Wuggo.
God, I can't wait for Wuggo on the Switch too.
Coming soon.
I think the original Shrek is Wuggo, if I'm being honest with myself.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, send in your Wiglet recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Get that all sorted out for you. In the meantime, let's do what I like to call the plugging round. Where can we find you on the internet, Ben?
You can find me on Instagram at Bency Montoya or on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
All right, Ian.
You can find me at Musician Davis on Instagram.
And Evan.
Instagram _Mesa Studio _
All right. And you can follow me at Velocity Prime 1 on Blue Sky, Velocity Prime No 1 on Tumblr. Check out my writing at the-avocado.org. And make sure to check out the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative Fiction. It's the greatest book club known to man. So check it out. I guarantee it.
Those are some book club fighting words.
Yeah, they are. I've poached other book club members in town. And they're like, wow, you're so well organized.
Your book club does have benefits.
It does have fiduciary benefits. So join my book club. That's been it. And this has been I Choose You. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, or your podcatcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages. I Choose Pod on Blue Sky, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Tumblr. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Links are in the episode description. You can submit recipes, hang out with fellow choosies, and participate in community events, all on that I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, head over to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store. That's ichooseyou.menu. And that's been the show, and I've been your host, Jeremy Zielik, the Alton Brown of the group.
I've been your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Been your Michelle Bross, Ian Davis.
Who is that?
The one of the inventors of lava cake. It's up for debate.
Oh, up for debate.
Disputed.
And the real inventor of lava cake, Evan Aubrey.
Fuck yeah.
All right, and to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
So you wanna cook and eat all good?
Pokemon!
Are you ready for some recipes? And
Lots of puns!
I wanna eat the ultimate snack, find the flavors that are bold. I choose you. To taste them all with no regret, as a prophecy foretold. I wanna eat with Jeremy, Ben, Evan, and Ian too. I choose you. Learn to cook and crack some cans.
Use the podcast in your hands.
You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. Put your dish to the test, tastes better than all the rest.
One dish, two dish, red dish, blue dish. Ready for an icy wrap? Let's do this. If your soup is missing something, no sweat, my flamigo. You just sprinkle in a little bit of Sprigatito. And if your plate is looking sad and done sparse, just tear up some tarantula. It isn't that harsh. Vroom, vroom, there's a rubber room for all your baddies as we drive to these Pokemon tubes. I scream tail as these iron hands come over me. Those iron juggalists, exactly what I like to see. Slithering, lay back, Excalibur by the pool. And crack a bottle, let your body waddle. Don't be a sleep title, just hit the lotto. Cause this podcast is gold, it's as hot as a capsicum too. So let's kick back, cans crack, for I choose you.
We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them